If you're traveling to Spain, it's highly likely you'll be passing through Barajas Airport in Madrid, where tens of millions of tourists pass each year, making it one of Europe's busiest airports. As such, many people often plan their Spain vacation either starting in Madrid or ending their tour there before returning home. That's why I thought it was important for you guys to know the best time to visit Madrid based on weather, prices, and availability. Now, while Madrid is easily one of the most beautiful and picturesque European cities, it has quite a bipolar climate. That is, it has 4 distinct seasons, and it's not always like the extremely sunny Costa del Sol or Costa Blanca, and it's not like the temperate and rainy northern coast of Spain, which is highly underrated, but I digress. As a result, you're going to want to plan accordingly depending on the season. So I've compiled footage over the 4 seasons in Madrid to help you plan your perfect vacation. Keep in mind, many of these weather patterns can apply to other parts of Spain as a generalization, and this video can help inform you not only of Madrid, but the majority of the country. However, there are certainly exceptions, as Spain is a diverse country full of different climates based on things like oceanic currents and maritime effects, and changes in elevation due to numerous mountain ranges scattered throughout the 17 autonomous communities. Alright, let's get started. So let's get started with winter, and what I think is the worst time to visit Madrid weather-wise, as weather can be pretty unpredictable. Madrid winters can be anywhere from sunshine with modest and fresh temperatures to absolutely miserable rainy weather, and as you can see here, snowy. Okay, in 2021, there was an absolute massive snowstorm that blanketed Madrid, simultaneously paralyzing the city while also giving everyone a giant excuse to party. This was a complete anomaly, however, but don't be mistaken. Madrid is known to have a few snowy days here and there. If you can head to the northern mountain range in the same autonomous community of Madrid, you can often get snow-peaked caps and real alpine weather where it's actually very cold. A nice little winter escape from Madrid the city. In general, after the end of autumn, Madrid has a lot of rainy and cloudy days, and don't forget the wind. It's often windy here, so while the actual air temperature isn't numbingly cold like Northern Europe, it often feels colder because of precipitation and wind, which definitely warrants long pants, jackets, hats, scarves, and gloves. On top of that, much of the infrastructure doesn't have proper heating, making the living conditions a little more uncomfortable. But if you're coming as a tourist and staying in proper lodging, you shouldn't have to worry about that. Temperatures range from lows of about 2 to 6 Celsius at night to about 12 to 18 degrees Celsius during the day. Don't make the same mistake I made when moving to Spain, and that was only bringing one light jacket and a sweatshirt. I could have used a full-on winter jacket here, and I'm from Wisconsin. Overall, I'd say winter isn't the optimal month to visit weather-wise, but you still can have many days of modest temperatures and plenty of sunny days. You can still enjoy the outdoors in the daytime, and it's nothing like the winters of Northern Europe. However, locals will definitely complain about the cold. At the end of the day, for some people, the winters in Madrid are a great escape from the oppressive summer heat, and the inclement weather is totally manageable. This isn't Lapland, Finland, or dreary England. So would I recommend coming in winter? Yeah, if you want to save a little bit of money and avoid huge swarms of tourists. But to be honest, there's better seasons to visit that you'll hear about in this video, so keep on watching. Spring. Spring, or the months of March through about June, are absolutely spectacular months to visit in Madrid. The weather warms up and the spring flowers bloom weeks ahead of its counterparts to the north in Europe. You can still get some rain in March and April, especially in Madrid, but I can promise that the month of May is absolutely perfect weather-wise. You won't be too cold and you won't overheat. The parks are absolutely teeming with life and spring bloom all around you, and people are extremely happy to be out tapeando at the hundreds of terraces all around. Another bonus is the days continue to get longer, which makes for some amazing Spanish sunsets. Now, with the weather improving, you can assume that prices start to rise as this transitions into peak tourist season in Madrid and Spain. People start to prepare for the oven-like heat in summer by migrating towards the coastal regions. One tip I have is still to bring with you some warmer clothes like a light jacket and pants, but I wouldn't say winter jackets are completely necessary, although you'll see locals wear them into the months where it starts to warm up. Lastly, I always like to share some Spanish on my videos, and there's a classic saying for the spring in Madrid that you just have to learn. Here it goes. Marzo ventoso y abril lluvioso sacan a mayo florido y hermoso, which basically means windy March and rainy April bring out the flowery and beautiful May. In the United States, we would say April showers bring May flowers, or something like that. Alright, on to the next season, the true beast in Infierno.
Summer. Prepare to suffer.
I'm just kidding, you guys. Well, anyways, Spain during summer is quite an interesting experience. The weather is hot, probably the hottest you'll ever feel in your life unless you venture into the Sahara Desert in Africa or Arizona in the United States. Every summer, we definitely try to escape the oppressive heat in Madrid to the coastal regions of the Mediterranean or Atlantic or the Cantabrian Sea to the north. Again, I repeat, northern Spain is highly underrated and it's a crime that more people don't consider this part of Spain. Now, while June is definitely tolerable, I'll tell you that July and August are an inferno-like experience. Speaking of inferno, it's a cold day in hell when it rains in the summer months. In fact, you'll be lucky to see a cloud. July and August get so hot that you'll see very few people outside during the day, and if you're lucky, you have a pool near your piso. Bonus tip, almost every neighborhood has a community pool that's well kept and accessible, and it only costs 1 to 2 euros to use. I spent a lot of time there last summer. There are 2 real positives about July and August, and that is that the city of Madrid empties, and it's ironically the low season of Madrid, since all the locals and other tourists escape to the coastal areas of Spain or the Balearic Islands or Canary Islands. So things might be closed more than usual, but there will certainly be deals that you won't get during other times of the year. Also, Madrid has so many hours of sun during the summer that oftentimes you can see the sun setting after 10 p.m. Here are some observations I made last August in Madrid. Check it out.
Now, what's Madrid like in summer, particularly in the month of August? Well, I got 2 words. It's very hot and empty. And that's because basically the whole city shuts down outside of a few businesses. All the locals go south to the beach, they go north to the beach, east and west. Maybe they leave the country altogether. And basically, you'll have the whole city to yourself. Now, that's good in some ways and bad in the other, because 1, there'll be less tourists to compete with, but 2, not everything will be open. So this is what it looks like in summer. This plaza, or Puerta del Sol, normally packed with people, is relatively empty. And it's gonna be oppressively hot. Above 35 Celsius, sometimes into the 40s. So let's go check out another few parts in the center of Madrid to show you what it looks like during summer. There you have it. We have Plaza Mayor with few tourists and few people in general because it's the month of August and it's so hot here. So do I recommend coming here in the summer, July, August? Well, yes and no, because you're gonna have to brave the oppressive heat. If that's not an issue, then you'll have a lot of these places that are normally filled with people to yourself. However, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that things might be closed, museums might have irregular schedules, and again, you're gonna have to deal with heat that maybe you've never encountered or felt in your lifetime. But if you're from Arizona perhaps, or the Sahara Desert, then yes, this will be the right place for you.
Finally, let's end the video on the season which is arguably the best time to visit Madrid and Spain for that matter, and that is the season of fall, also known as autumn. Much like spring, there's a very comfortable temperature range, and while September can still be quite hot, each day from the end of September starts the noticeable shift from summer to autumn, and October is a very pleasant month to be a resident or tourist of the bustling European capital. The parks in Madrid are absolutely to die for during this time. Autumn is my personal favorite season, and I'll never forget that crisp autumn air I felt when I first arrived in Spain in October of 2020. If I was going to give an honest suggestion to any tourist, I would definitely say that autumn is the best time to visit because you can get great temperatures, there's plenty going on, and you likely won't get rained on like you could in spring. Outside of Madrid, you can catch the amazing autumn colors all throughout the central Meseta and to the north, and the coastal areas are still warm enough to go to the beach and swim in the Mediterranean, Cantabrian, or Atlantic. Now, perhaps Madrid isn't at the top of your travel list, but hear me out. This place is one of the best capitals in Europe. It's basically like the Mecca of the Spanish-speaking world. There's endless places to visit and things to see. It won't break the bank, and most importantly, it's at the very center of the Iberian Peninsula, making it well connected to the rest of the places you probably do want to visit either in Spain or Portugal. Now, if you thought this video was helpful, please leave a comment or hit the like button. I also want to remind you guys that I have a Patreon page that details what I do here on my channel. If you want to learn more about me, you can see that link in the description of this video. Finally, if you want to know about the best parks in Madrid and what they're like, I recently made a video video of the top 8 parks in Madrid, you can watch that video here. Alright you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Hasta luego.